Okay, so in this problem we have triangle ABC, where cos of 2a minus b plus sine of a plus b equals 2, and side length AB is 4. What is BC? So let's first draw out the triangle. This is A, B, C. Oh, let's see there. We know that cos of 2a minus b plus sine of a plus b is 2. Okay, we also know that side length AB is 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the, well, I don't really know what to do, so I'm going to start with drawing the sine and cos graphs. So this is sine of x, and this is cos of x, all between 0 and 360 degrees or 0 and 2 pi radians. Now, the range of cos and sine is 1, I guess the greatest value of sine of an angle is going to be 1, and the lowest and the least value that you can get for sine of an angle is -1, right? Same thing with cos, the range is the exact same. Now we know that cos of some angle plus sine of some other angle equals 2. Now, since the maximum value that we can get for cos and sine is both 1, we know that to get 2, we have to do 1 plus 1, right? So we know that cos of 2a minus b is 1, and we also know that sine a plus b equals 1, okay? Now, if we look at the graphs, we can see that, well, let's start with sine first. So sine of some angle equals 1. Now we can see that sine is 1 at one point, right? And that one point is here at 90 degrees. So we know that if we take arcsine of both sides, or the inverse of sine, then we know that a plus b equals arcsine of 1, which is 90. Well, it actually, basically the sine graph continues to go on like this, but realistically, well, there's going to be like 450, and we're not going to have a plus b, two angles in a triangle, adding up to 450 degrees, because the sum of all three angles is going to be 180, right? So it doesn't make sense that all three add up to 450. So we know that it has to be 90, right? So we're going to say a plus b equals 90. And that's very helpful, because now we know that if this plus this is 90, then we know that this must also be 90, because we know that angle A, I should write angle A plus angle B plus angle C, if that is 180, and we know that angle A plus angle B is 90, then we know that 90 plus angle C is 180. Subtracting 90 from both sides gives angle C equals 180 minus 90, which is 90. So we now know that this triangle is right-angled, so that's very helpful. So if we redraw this triangle with angle C being a right angle, then we'll get something like this. Okay, so we know that angle C over here is 90. Same thing, AB is 4, and AB in this case is the hypotenuse, so that's indicating to us that we need to do some kind of trigonometry or Pythagoras or something. So let's go back to the angles that we have, okay? So if A plus B is 90, and we have here 2A minus B, or cos of 2A minus B is 1. Now, if we look at the cos graph, where cos of an angle could be 1, it could be here at, I should say x equals 0. So at x equals 0, cos of x equals 1, or cos of 0 equals 1, right? And here, cos of this angle here is also 1, and this angle here is 360 degrees, or 2 pi radians. So now, since we know it could be like, it could be some other angles, because again the cos graph keeps repeating, but realistically it's no way it's going to be bigger than 360. So it could be either of these two. So let's try them out. So if we say cos of x is 360, in this case cos of 2a minus b is 360. Oh, sorry. No. Sorry. Let's go back. If we say, since we want the angle for which cos of that angle equals 1, as we've got right here, so we want cos of 2a minus b to be 1. So we want cos of some angle, in this case it's 2a minus b, to be 1. So that means that this angle can be 360 or 0. Right now, I'm thinking 0, but let's just try 360 because you never know. So say 2a minus b is 360. Okay, now we're also given that a plus b is 90. So if a plus b is 90, then we know that a equals 90 minus b. And so we know that 2 times 90 minus b, so what I've done there is I've just substituted this thing here in for a. So 2 times 90 minus b equals 360. If we expand, we get 180 minus 2b minus b equals 360. Now we get 180 minus 3b equals 360. And we get minus 3b equals 180. And therefore b equals negative 60, which honestly that does not make any sense. So it doesn't make sense for an angle to be negative, right? So well, since it's impossible, we're going to rule out 360 as an option, so that's not an option. So that means x, or the angle for which we need cos to be 1, must be 0, right? So if that angle equals 1, then we can say that, well, the angle here is 2a minus b, so we can say that 2a minus b equals 0. And since we know that a plus b equals 90, we can say that, well, if a plus b is 90, then we can do the same thing and say a equals 90 minus b. And then we can say that 2 times 90 minus b equals 0. So all I've done there is, again, I've just substituted this thing here in for a. And then we can just expand this. We can get 180 minus 2b minus b equals 0. Then we can collect like terms, so that's 2 minus 2b minus b is minus 3b. Okay, so now we can just move this 3b, or negative 3b, to the other side by adding 3b to both sides. So we can get 180 equals 3b, and that means that b equals 60. Now, if b equals 60, then we know that, well, all angles in a triangle must sum to 180, right? So we have angle A plus 90, which is angle C, plus 60, which is angle B, equals 180, which means that this is angle A here. So if we say angle A, actually let's move this to the side. So we can say that angle A plus 90, which is angle C, plus 60, which is angle B, equals 180. And if we collect, or if we combine these two, we get angle A plus 150 equals 180. Now it's pretty clear to see that angle A equals 30. So we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And 30, 60, 90 triangles are quite nice because, well, if you're dealing with 30 degrees, then if you take sine of 30 is a half. Yeah, you can roughly see that sine of 30 is a half here. It's about 30. That's about half. Yeah, so sine of 30 is a half. If you want, you can construct a triangle and test it out for yourself. But just off the top of my head, I remember that sine of 30 is a half, and sine of 30 equals the opposite, in this case, side BC divided by 4. Now, I can't remember what the question was asking for, but I'm just going to take sine 30 because it's a half and it's kind of nice. So yeah, so we know that. This means that a half equals BC over 4, and so BC must equal 8. That does not make any sense. Why would that be the case? Why is BC 8? Oh, no, sorry. Oh, gosh, never mind. That was a silly mistake. I knew that BC couldn't be 8 because AB is a hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse must always be the longest length. So what I did wrong is I had a bit of a, I don't know, I just messed up, and I thought that for some reason BC over 4 would be equal to 2, not a half. That's okay. So if we just do this the proper way and rearrange it, we get that a half equals BC over 4, multiply both sides by 4, we get 2 equals BC, which makes more sense than having BC equal to 8. So BC equals 2. If we go back to what the question was asking for, it was asking what is BC. Now we know that BC is 2, as we've just done here, so we can circle C in as the correct option. That's it.